death sentences, but the tower's health is still very high, importantly. So in terms of objective control, Flash Wolves should come ahead of this and even up the gold score, if not come ahead a little bit.
Yeah, because I think Taipei Assassin's lane swapping strategies here is not working out for them. But meanwhile, the teleport is gonna come in for Archie, but Dinter is gonna come in as well, and Anna's gonna later hurt onto Dinter. He will have to back up Sora now, protecting his AD carry, and that teleport, some of that teleport gang is gonna come to a foil.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit awkward by Dinter going in so quickly.
Whoa.
Yeah, Destin's just missed at the side there. Snake using the speed up to avoid that, but a little bit early from Dinter to engage on that. I felt that if, you know, Archie had actually absorbed some of the crowd control, say like the pulverize right there, it would have given Dinter, you know, a much more ease entering into that fight, possibly even picking up a kill or at least burning a flash.
I think we just went into nostalgia mode as we kind of moved back in time for a little bit, but we are back into the game now. Just look like yoeFW was applying pressure down in the bomb lane. Dinter is right around the corner again. Should he choose to go for the gang? It's a very dangerous moment for Flash Wolves. I think that they kind of suspect that there's something going up here, and once again Mountain with the Gregor's pick, the Gregor's jungle, but he's gonna take a lot of damage. That sentence is gonna land onto Snake, but there's not much damage.
BB is just threading in all the auto attacks he can get though, lands another mystic shot, so great job by him.
Whoa, and we are back into real time again. Snake will take Ignite into the face. He's down to about quarter or even less than that. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, Refrain now meets up with Dinter. Will put on some damage onto him, but in the end, still no kills going into the favor of Taipei Assassins, despite the constant pressure from Dinter.
Yeah, so for those of you that haven't watched BB's play on Ezreal, you can see why now he calls it his favorite champion, because a lot of people think that, oh, Ezreal skill shot champion, you have to land all those mystic shots. BB knows the attack range of Ezreal so well, he landed about, 3 or 4 auto attacks in between some of those mystic shots, able to chunk down both Stake and Mountain, and as you can see, that's paid for itself really because of the back that has to come out. Mountain has to stick around. Both of them come back at the same time. They have to cycle their backs to make sure that some of this tower pressure is relieved.
Yeah, and I love for the fact that BB is playing his own skin, TPA Ezreal.
Yeah, and we have TPA Mando as well.
Yep, so playing their own team's skins here, definitely a great morale booster, I feel.
Yeah, gotta represent.
Gotta keep your team presence in check, and now NL and Sora will be looking to shove out this bomb lane as quickly as they can, because they know for a fact that their top lane is struggling just that little bit, and if they are able to get that turret in exchange, and that will be the key factor to keeping them in the lane. But meanwhile, Taipei Assassins is getting that CS advantage as well as the gold advantage, and because of the first blood as well, they are ahead in gold count.
Right, so huge moment in the game for TPA right here. The next 2 or 3 minutes are going to be very crucial. Dinter has hit level 6 before Mountain due to the, just the smooth jungling he had. Stake is still level 4 at top, so don't be surprised if they try for a 3v1 dive at top, because they know how much focus will be spent bottom. Flash Wolf should be making the rotation after this tower, however, to secure Dragon, and that will even everything up. So we'll see if they make the correct rotation. We see Refrain now moving towards the bottom side. Places the ward down. They have good vision control. This should turn out just as I called it. 3-man dive at top for TPA, then the focus on Dragon for Flash Wolves.
Yeah, but Stake has to be very careful though. He doesn't have the wall growth. Instead, he would choose to move down to the mid lane.
This is really cute by him. He gets out of the lane because he knows that that would be the counterplay from TPA. I like this move by Stake. Really nice. Very solid strategic thinking, keeping his head in the game. Great move by him to move down and out of the lane.
Yeah, and Refrain here will actually force Morning away from the lane, has to move down from the side. So just like you mentioned, Flash Wolves are gonna take out the Dragon, and they will have that slight goal advantage. But let's see if that's gonna change from now on, because the top lane for Taipei Assassins, they are forcefully forcing down the top lane turret.
Ooh, Dinter could be coming from the back. However, Mountain is here to join as well if anything happens.
Yeah, and Dinter's around here. Whoa! Positive cast goes down for Mountain here, but he takes a whole lot of damage. Dinter at the back now will lay some hurt down onto both Refrain and Stick as well. So that will be the disengage from yoeFW. And I thought it was a pretty sneaky attempt, but
Yeah.
Dinter was just right around the corner to respond to that.
So spot on flash explosive class combo from Mountain right there. Warning though with the fast flash fingers as well. Managing the flash just in time so that he's pushed away from the cask. Great job by him. Now we know why he has such a quick high KDA, because he has such quick reflexes on that flash.
Yeah.
Knows that he's not gonna get caught out, or never lets himself get caught out by such combos.
We were talking about it yesterday. He has the highest KDA, but I'm not sure what's the number now. But I'm pretty sure he's still on top 5 then.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
So, I mean, if you want to check out some of the player statistics, do head on to GPL.com. You'll be able to find more information, or if you want to find maybe portrait photos of the players, you'll be able to find them there.
And we see now that this plan to get Dinter rolling in the jungle has not really paid off dividends. That ultimate in the mid lane by Dinter did keep off the mid lane pressure and has actually enabled BB and J. Wow, great step sentence!
Sting is gonna take a whole lot of damage. It's gonna be BB that flashes. Oh! Last mystic shot is gonna pick up the kill onto Sting. So TPA expands that kill count 2-0. 1.2k goal lead, and surprisingly, yoeFW now, they are sitting on the back seat despite taking down the dragon.
Right, so tower goes down, even up now by TPA, and they actually make the call that since the dragon is down, there's no point focusing their resources in the bottom half of the map. They say, alright, JBB, you guys keep pushing top, and this whole time Dinter's just been scaling up, has already hit his jungle item before Mountain, should be able to make quite a big impact with his next ultimate. Of course, Mountain with the blue buff on him as well. Not passing that off to Refrain on Yasuo. Should be very happy with a short cooldown on its ultimate. But this is good by TPA, pressuring the lanes when they know that, they don't have to focus so much on bottom really anymore with the dragon down. I like this play by them, able to secure the kill at top. Again, Jay with those death sentences, really setting up some nice kills.
I think it's also because of the fact that there has been a lot of rotations from Flash Wolves that's causing them now. You look at Stick, he's level 6 against Archie's level 8. That's going to make a huge load of difference. The teleport is back up for Archie as well. So if Taipei Assassins, they have the abilities to call for the next team fight, because they will have the level advantage, and that's going to make a big difference. And just like you mentioned, Dinter has the early jungle item. That's because of the fact that Mountain has been forced to keep himself in the top lane to defend against the siege against Taipei Assassins. That's why he's able to make full use of his wave clear abilities to take out the jungle.
Yeah, so TPA really good strategic move, forcing the hand of Mountain. Again, early game Gragas in terms of wave clear, not the finest jungle camp clear, he's perfectly fine, but in lane he can take a lot of harass. Dinter now here is going to be the one that's going to be on wave clear duty, helping out Archie right here. And again, they send BB and Jay to just push lanes. Ziggs, Morning on Ziggs rather, is able to clear waves perfectly fine, so he's just going to be happy farming up. Has about, close to a 10 CS lead. And Stake is, as you mentioned, the level discrepancy is huge as well as the CS, he just keeps getting poked down in lane.
That one mistake shot just take a chunk of health away from Stake. And I feel like this is going to be TPA taking down the bot lane turret with a couple of waves, and now Mountain sent to defensive duty again.
Babysitting duty for Mountain once again. Wave clear time for both of these champions. Lulu and Gragas shouldn't be much of a problem, but I think we really have to call out Stake. His positioning hasn't been the best in this game. That level 1 invade, he gets caught by the death sentence, dies for it. Then he gets caught again in top lane, dies for it. Now he's taking a lot of free harass in lane, and that's not something you want to be dealing with as a Lulu. You want to be the one dishing out all that harass. So, Mountain's going to have to step up his game, I feel. Stake is going to have to step up his game and not pull Mountain down so much to babysit him, I feel.
Yeah, and meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, I think Stick got caught out here. He will go down to the combination.
And again, he gets
Yeah,
caught out.
to both BB and J, and I'm looking at his items, doesn't have any form of defensive stats as well. He does have that crystalline flask to try to regen himself back up, but with the amount of burst damage and with BB and J are able to dish out, what are you going to regen from? You're just going to go down from 100 to 0.
Exactly. This is starting to become a very, very obvious, weak, a chink in the armor of Flash Wolves this game.
Chink in the armor and the flash pulverize! And Archie now is going to go low! And it's going to be Sona actually to secure the kill onto Archie. Then give it over to NL, but overall a kill is still a kill. Flash pulverize! Big plays!
Flash Wolves with the Flash Pulverize. Good play getting, Archie down despite him popping his ultimate. Sword Art saw that, he was so low at the moment with the Ignite, they were able to take him down, no problem at all, and they're going to secure themselves this objective. Sword Art just smashed in the ground triumphantly. It was kind of cute by NL to use the culling there to try and get the last hit. Wasn't able to do so.
Yeah.
And Dragon is actually respawning in 20 seconds now with the top lane turret down. Flash Wolves should back immediately, then make their way to Dragon. Should be able to still catch it in time. They do have the timer for it, whereas TPA, I think they did a vision of it as well, so they will have the timer as well. We'll see which team is able to, secure that objective for themselves. Flash Wolves currently with the tower lead, but not the gold lead, just shy about 500 gold.
Yeah, so this is going to be a major point, and with Dinter now taking away the pink ward, I just feel like it's going to start things off with everyone out of position. Flash Wolves not be able to challenge for this dragon as Dinter now lays the smite in. Mega Inferno Bomb gonna come down in the mid lane to just clear away the waves.
3 melee minions, worth as it is.
Absolutely worth.
Archie did not even have to use his teleport for that, so sloppy rotations by the Flash Wolves there. Yes, they secured the kill at top, got the tower, but there was nobody there to even try and, stall out and buy some time for the rest of Flash Wolves to come down. Basically, even though Flash Wolves took the first dragon and had the timer, TPA just beat them to the punch, really.
Have to watch out for Dinter's position. Refrain now. I think he's gonna move down to the bottom lane to assist the 3 remaining members for Flash Wolves. And Mountain is just right around the corner as well, so let's see how this one is gonna pan out.
Big power spike for Yasuo right now, having hit that static shift. Conversely, his lane partner Morning.
We have to watch out. Refrain. Yep.
Yeah, Refrain taking the safe path.
Yeah, he's gonna take the safe path. Doesn't want to risk the movement, and Mountain now will choose to go for his wolf camps. And meanwhile in the top lane we see Archie getting that humongous CS lead.
Yeah, this is getting a little disgusting from Dr. Mando here. It's gonna scale terribly well. And one thing to point out is that Morning hasn't built any form of armor against his physical lane opponent, physical damage lane opponent Yasuo. So I feel that Flash Wolves could be a little creative, work around his weakness, send maybe Sword Art on a roam, just get one pulverize off really, send Morning airborne, Refrain with all that physical damage and that power spike that he's just hit with the static shift, should be able to easily pick up that kill. As we mentioned, no barrier as well to deal with the burst.
Whoa, and the death sentence just to check things out for themselves, but they will not catch Mountain. Very, was a bit far off, but there was definitely the risk there. And actually, in the Thunder, Mountain will meet up Dinter.
There's the flash
over the wall, and the Mega pushed away from Mountain. He will survive to tell the tale.
Gets him!
Baby with the snipe down, killing spree.
My goodness.
That's the double bounce for BB as well. I didn't see that coming.
How do you take a big man down, burn his flash, then throw 3 ultimates at him? Why not?
Why not? Yeah, absolutely worth it. Let's see a replay of what happened down there with the death of Mountain.
Alright, fantastic stuff right there. Heading into the replay. Alright, here we see Mountain, flashes out of the Mega Inferno Bomb. And then we see BB charging up the True Star Barrage. Boom! Whoa! Right down the line, and math
prediction, man.
Math, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful when we see this happen in the games. And now Taipei Assassins having some great advantages for themselves. 2k ahead of yoeFW, but we cannot discount the Flash Roofs out yet. And wow, meanwhile, Sword meets up with Jay. The pulverized hit but meets up with Death Sentence. Both supports will just walk away from that.
Those supports sometimes they just want some action, and right there we just saw them trading some blows. Intimidation traded, you could say. As it is, BB with the double buffs is really the huge story of that ultimate. You know, his spot on Truth Shot Barrage is gonna allow him to be such a bully. Has hit that massive power spike with the completed Triforce. He might just take the fight. No, he's playing it safe here. Doesn't have vision of, you know, Sword Art or the rest of the enemy team, so doesn't go in for the offensive arcane shift. So just playing it safe despite securing those 2 blue buffs. And now you're gonna see some of the rotations. Again, when you tunnel into this Yasuo comp, it's all about getting him going, but we haven't seen too many. There it is!
Oh, there you go. The last breath goes down to Morning. He will be turned into the little squirrel, and that's like he will use it. He hashtag to run away, and Mountain now facing against Dinter. It last look like we'll take a drink before we go down. Why not? And Morning eventually going down to the Ignite there, but I have to say it was a very close moment.
That was so close.
Yeah, he almost managed to survive, but Ignite will eventually take him down, but they will trade 1-for-1. And yoeFW will actually be quite happy to take that trade because they are behind. And now Yasuo using that wind wall to block
little
out.
wind wall.
Yeah, to just block away the Death Sentence.
So I was just talking about how if you tunnel on this composition around Yasuo-centric team composition, you have to get him going. Right there we saw a ton of things used to just knock Morning around. Refrain able to cash in, well, he didn't get the kill, but able to cash in really his contribution to the team by that massive amount of burst with the last breath. So they've got to do that again, and again.
I think there's a small bug here. Dinter has the red buff, but it shows us the double buff. So spectator bug happens sometimes, and we'll pause here. So we have a small breathing space. What do you make of the game so far? You know, Taipei Assassins leading in terms of kill counts, 5-2. But what do you make of the game?
Right now, I think that what's going on is the early game pressure that TPA was able to exert has really allowed them to keep this Yasuo-centric composition under control. We talked about how certain things had to fall into place to get this Yasuo going, whether it be a roam from Sword Art, whether it was, you know, Mountain coming out of the jungle of his level 6, or, you know, Stick with his knockup. So, you know, we questioned the early invade, but I just want to see how it's cascaded that effect by delaying the amount of experience that Mountain has got and keeping him in a lane away from Yasuo. They're basically saying that the easiest way to get Yasuo going, you know, explosive cast at level 6, is delayed by so much that you see now, you know, the rest of the champions have been able to scale up with Yasuo. BB on Ezreal, 3-0 and 1 already with the completed Triforce, cresting on that Blade of the Ruined King, already has the Cutlass. You know, Morning farming up a Storm as well, completing almost that Lich Bane soon enough.
That's actually a pretty curious item choice.
Yeah.
Because I think most Ziggs players want to go for the early burst.
Yeah.
Or at least go for the Void Staff for some early magic penetration, but
yes.
Instead, I think he's cashing in on the fact that he wants to throw those bombs down onto the side of yoeFW, and let's see how this item choice is gonna work out in his favor.
Yeah, indeed, Chris. This really just keeping the easiest access to that combo, Gragas explosive cast into the last breath. It's such a great macro understanding of TPA of how this Yasuo-centric composition works. And that's not to say that there aren't other ways to get Yasuo going, but that is the easiest way, you know, the most convenient access point for Yasuo to get fed in this game, and TPA is shutting that down from the start. Level 1 invade into jungle. I love it.
We did see a small glimpse of it happen in the mid lane though,
exactly, but it was so late and so delayed, and TPA was so ready for it. Morning almost escaped. You know, that was really, really close. So TPA is ready for this.
So, at least for the Flash Roofs now, they really have to capitalize on the team composition that they have built up for themselves. I'm trying to visualize a team fight where Flash Roofs catch Taipei Assassins in a really tight spot.
Yep.
We might see the pulverize from Sword Art, and that's goal time from Refrain. Go in with the last breath, catch a couple of members down from Taipei Assassins, and then let Stick protect you, let Mountain protect you as well, and then you can dash in and out of the way to deal damage. And NL, of course, will be able to follow up. But for Flash Roofs here, they need to find those opportunities, whereas for Taipei Assassins, playing it smart, and I like the movements from Dinter so far, because he has been constantly applying all these pressures to open up the opportunities against Flash Roofs. So props to him. He's gonna go on the invisible champion that he has been quite comfortable with. Has found the successes that he needed in the past few games, and this time looking to replicate the results.
Exactly. That's the great thing about when you watch professional 5-on-5 League of Legends, is that when you give that one, you enable that one teammate of yours to go wild, they go and take that advantage, and they do such great things with it. We saw Dinter being so happy to clear his jungle completely undisturbed, and then it's not like he sits back and farms more. He says, alright, I have this advantage, I'm gonna go find Mountain. Finds him level 3 to level 2, bullies him out, makes him go babysit the lane, and just a beautiful play by TPA overall. Kind of
teamwork OP?
Teamwork OP, guys. I know that we don't always play ranked 5, or not all of us play ranked 5 all the time, but this is something to pick up if you're looking to improve a bit of team synergy, enable your teammates, and guide them to what exactly they can do to take advantage of those little gains early on to snowball the game, really.
Yeah, so that's the game plan for Taipei Assassins, but for them, I also feel like they want to be in a position where they can kind of catch Yoe Flash Roofs in somewhat of a tight spot as well, because that's when you can combine the Agnes and Grace together with the box, lock someone down, get the Mega Inferno Bomb in, and that's going to be tons of damage from there.
Ooh, reframe!
Mito with Dinter, that's going to be it.
Yeah,
he's going to go down.
He is a sad samurai.
And kind of face checking it.
Ouch.
That's rather painful to watch, so Refrain will go down.
Yeah.
Gonna be the kill
hate to say it, but it really does seem that the MO of Flash Wolves is wandering into places they should not be wandering, and having to, burn their flashes, so just getting completely caught out. Refrain knew that he was done for there, didn't even bother flashing while Sword Art
now getting caught out again. I think the flame might come down, not gonna be the case. Sword Art will survive, having some protection from Stick as well, and now NL taking away the blue buff from IP Assassin, so a little counter jungling action from his end.
Counter jungling his own jungle. Wait, no.
Oh, oops. What was that? Did I call it wrongly?
Well, Mountain already has blue buff.
Okay, so
not technically counter jungling his own jungle.
I have some problems looking at the map today.
This is a little strange though, because I believe Gragas does not have the double buffs. If you look on his, his buff counter, I believe that's just a spectator bug. He should not have both his buffs, as they're not ticking, currently on his character tablet sheet counter thing. As it is, the buffs
countered.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, guys, but I am confused by this bug myself too, because it happens like Dinter has double buffs when he doesn't as well.
So I think double buffs for everyone is what it is, and Taipei Assassin style looking to take the dragon once more. Looks like that's not gonna be any contest.
NL gets
caught with the flare as well. Does the Mega Inferno is gonna land. Huge team fight for Flash Wolves. Refrain will go with the last breath. Jay taken down so low. He has to flash out now, Refrain. And Mountain out getting taken down with the bouncing bomb. BB will chase on to Refrain. And Refrain will choose to fight back here. He will get the knock up in, but that's not going to be enough. BB with the amount of damage that he can put down, that's going to be the kill for Taipei. That's 2 for 0. Archie is chasing down. He is looking for blood here. And warning up, putting on some pressure on the stage here.
Wow.
The amount of damage. Bouncing bomb. One more hit's gonna do it. The Agony's embrace. Dinter is gonna chase. He's gonna flash in as well. Is he gonna get the kill? Stick speeds himself back up. Is gonna land. Stick is gonna survive for a while longer. That's just a commit. He will choose not to do so. And that is the evasiveness for Lulu, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
Woo. So right there, we saw TPA getting a little bloodthirsty. Morning could have just pushed, the mid lane with that Sheen and his auto attacks.
Now the
But yeah, now the Lich Bane, so they decided to try and get Stake. Almost had an interesting build from Dinter coming in here. I do like the Sunfire Cape though, because if you look at, you know, who's gonna be in the front, yes, it's gonna be Dr. Mondo, but it's also gonna be Evelyn as well. And you know, if you have to pick between those two targets, you think, well, of course I'm gonna be killing Eve, but Eve is not only gonna have her shield from the Agony's Embrace, she's gonna have all that armor and HP from the Sunfire Cape, so a beefy assassin, kind of.
Well, I think the other primary purpose is that you really want to stick onto your target.
Right.
If you're able to do so, you know, you can stack on your Agony's Embrace, and with the hate spikes and with the burning damage from Sunfire's Cape, there's gonna be a lot of damage per second.
Ooh, yeah.
That
So
bouncing bomb
even with the
from-
Lich Bane, you know, and not tons of raw AP, Morning is still doing good work, and this Lich Bane will really allow them to get towers very quickly, as well with the Triforce, the Triforce on Ezreal, on BB's Ezreal. They're going to be able to push down towers very effectively. We see the bottom tower for Flash Wolves, the tier 1 still open, and BB and J are closing in on that rapidly. Should be able to get it, no problem at all. Rotations from Flash Wolves, not able to capitalize on anything else on the map. Archie is just happy shoving in the top lane because, well, nobody on Flash Wolves can deal with him.
And he has the teleport as well, so he can respond to any form of 4v5 disadvantages should he need to. And now Dinter camping around the corner. There's no wards to spot him out. No pink wards, no vision wards. It's going to be quite difficult.
So we watch Archie just place the ward in the jungle, and what's he gonna do? Just go back into the top lane and shove happily. And we see the pings coming up of Flash Wolves on Dr. Mondo. It's almost as if they're asking themselves, guys, who can deal with this monster? And the answer is, well, nobody.
Well, at least Mountain will volunteer to be the tribute in the top lane.
BB!
There we go, the last that's gonna land onto BB, and he's getting locked down. The Blade of the Wind King will keep him alive, and Dinter now joins the fray with the Agony's Embrace, and with the red buff slowing
Here
down.
comes Archie!
Here comes Archie! He's gonna jump into the fray. Great play from Jay to lock everyone down, but NL now is gonna respond to this. He does not have the mobility to try to follow that up, but huge amounts of damage gonna lay down from Taipei Assassins onto Flash Wolves, and overall I still have to say Taipei Assassins looking very fearsome and ferocious in that one skirmish.
That is bad news for Flash Wolves. They spent almost everything trying to kill BB, and they didn't come up with it. You know, for a second I thought actually the Wild Growth went on BB because he gained some health back and seemed to, you know, just buffer that, but that was actually great Blade of the Ruin King timing from him. Able to kite away from that fight and restore some of that health. So BB, wow, you know, he is on his favorite champ. You try and lock him down, you are not going to have the easiest time of it.
And Refrain now making some intimidation onto Archie, but he's not going to care. He has that sadism, will be able to regenerate himself back up. And Taipei Assassins firmly in control. They are close to 7,000. Yeah, in fact more than 7,000 ahead of Yuri Flash Wolves. But I think that at least for the Flash Wolves, they are keeping themselves alive. And I think that if they can get the combo off, that is when the Yasuo-centric team composition will start to flourish. And so far we haven't seen that work yet, but they have to make it work out if they want to defeat the Taipei Assassins tonight.
Yeah, but the problem right now is that the target that they've been aiming for BB has so far managed to evade all their attempts, you know, survive their all-ins on him. So this is very scary, and you know, we saw Flash Wolves kind of flounder when their initial plans didn't work. Their original game plan didn't seem to work for them in their first two games, and I feel that they're, you know, really coming to that point again where they tried to get BB. They had the combo actually, they knocked him up with the Pulverize, but they just weren't able to lock him down. So, you know, you gotta be wondering what's going through Flash Wolf's head right now.
Yeah,
do they stick to this plan?
The thing as well is that Refrain, he has been forced to pick up some lifesteal. I think he's going for the IE now, but overall there's not enough burst damage on his end to finish off target. And I think that's the primary concern. Look at the amount of damage.
Yeah, just 2 Mystic Shots and an auto attack, and Mountain is pretty much at half HP.
pretty dangerous spot for him to be now, I think.
Ooh, and now getting collapsed on.
Yeah, then he's gonna move into the frame. Will choose to flash away. Mega Inferno Bomb is gonna come down, but it's just gonna meet up with nobody. And
What? Steak!
almost going down. And one more. Oh! Two-shot barrage from BB again! When we least expected. And when Flash was least expected as well.
Oh, come on. You do not get yourself that low on HP when BB is on Ezreal.
And he's 5-0-2 as well. He has to damage
This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the siege attempt from Taipei Assassins as Morning takes out
That Lich Bane is doing work.
Yeah, the mid lane turret as well. So he is gonna be the one-man split pushing unit. As BB now makes some good work with the Blade of the Ring King. And there we go. That sentence gonna land on Mountain. They will choose not to follow up. Just lay down the fear. Then turn out together with Morning two-man roaming squad. Again in the mid lane. Refrain now back into the mid lane. And the calling comes down from NL as well, but that's not going to stop the attempt. As Jay now chases on the explosive cast onto Jay.
One.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough to lay down the hurt, and Archie now with the sadism is going to regen himself back up. That's going to be a huge front line for Taipei Assassins.
Very, very scary point in the game right here, because you see not only Archie can turn himself into this split pushing monster, you have BB on Ezreal that can be a split pushing monster. Dinter now doing the split pushing. Basically everybody but Jay is doing split pushing, and you know, when you have the confidence to just go into a lane on your own, it's not gonna go well for the enemy team. Look at how much poke they're just taking from Mystic shots. Snake is dead. Nope,
not yet. Well, Grove is going to save his life, but BB is just poking around for the back, and Sora has to choose to disengage as well. And that sentence gonna keep hitting. He has to use the ultimate just to run away. And Taipei Assassins really laying down the hurt onto Flash Wolves. They are down by 10,000 gold.
Yeah.
29 minutes in.
3 towers down. 29 minutes in, as you mentioned, Chris, and TPA is already knocking on the door of Flash Wolves. And you know, for the past 10 or 15 minutes, TPA has just been on this side of the map, on red side of the map. You know, Flash Wolves have not been able to make this Yasuo composition work out. They haven't found that combination that they need, and I feel that with the Chaos Crucible picked up by Jay as well, the amount of burst that they're going to be laying down on BB or really anybody, perhaps Morning now, that even without the Zhonya's or the barrier, it's still not going to be enough. They just don't have the damage.
Morning has a 100 CS lead over the Drake.
Yikes.
1 kill ahead as well. 5 assists.
Yeah, big yikes. That's why he's so confident, not even going for the Zhonya's. He just wants to become that beast of damage. We saw him chunk down, not only Steak, NL.
I think it's gonna be
anybody really.
He's
just a bouncing bomb and auto attack.
Yeah. One-man roaming squad. He's not afraid at all. Look at him, because he has the goals and the teleport.
Look, just stepping on one mine and he gets chunked down to 75% HP. Steak has not been happy this whole game. He's been very sad. A sad Yordle.
He has been pretty much focused down right
now. Oh no! Okay.
Mega Inferno Bomb, not gonna pick up the kill. Steak will just back off this.
Yeah.
So
Steak wasn't shopping. He was actually waiting for that ball. He baited it out. I'm sure. So TPA making the right call. They're so far ahead, have already pushed out, all the way, except, they even have an inhibitor turret down in the mid lane, but they have absolute control of the objectives of this map. You can see that even Red Buff Mountain, I don't think he should stay around for this. It's not worth your life. Just give it up. They've got pinks on Baron, wards around Baron. TPA could easily take this.
Yep, Taipei Assassins will take away the red buff. I think he's gonna go over to BB. Dinter might be going for the flank maneuver. They have the resources to do so. So let's see how this is gonna play out for them.
TPA has caught Flash Wolves in a vice right now. They basically got 2 lanes that they can't afford to both be in. Again, the Lich Bane and Triforce from Ziggs and Ezreal respectively are just gonna take down this inhibitor so quickly. Culling use.
Oh, there
explosive cast.
Explosive cast. Jay taking a whole lot of damage. Agony's Embrace. That's gonna land. And then turn out right at the front. he is going to be quite fearless. And BB from the back chucking down those
Archie from the side.
Archie from the side with the flanking maneuver. Mega in front of him is going to take him low. And Sona's going to be the first to fall. Jay picks up the kill. Oh! Mystic shot now. He's going to pick up the kill onto that triple kill. BB with the quadra kill, I think. Quadra kill! With that Ezreal still not dead. And I think this is game for Taipei Assassin.
My goodness.
With the amount of damage, with the amount of burst damage they can do so. First Nexus turret is gonna go down for Taipei Assassin. Second Nexus turret as well. This is gonna be game. They are gonna close out the game against the yoeFW to maintain the undefeated streak. Number 1 position in Group A of Arena Premier League.
Well. Give Ezreal to BB.